Mega Audino is making its Pokemon Go debut during its own raid day, and there is something kind of interesting about this event, and by the end of this video you'll know everything the event has to offer and the best tips to help you make the most of it. So the event takes place on April 5th between 2 PM and 5 PM local time, but what exactly does this event have to offer? Well, for the bonuses, Mega Audino will be appearing more frequently in Mega Raids, and these raids will be resetting every 30 minutes. Audino caught from these raids will have a boosted 1 in 10 shiny rate, so probably one of the best chances to get this shiny. You will be able to receive up to 5 free raid passes from spinning gyms, and these will be additional to your daily free raid pass, and you can keep the one from the day before, so you can actually get a total of 7 free raid passes for this day. And if you can't get out and do these in person, the remote raid limit will be increased to 20 from April 4th at 5 PM PST until the 5th at 8 PM PST. But these aren't the only bonuses. From the start of the event, you will get access to a free timed research, and upon completing this, you will earn 10,000 Stardust, and you'll get an additional bonus that rewards you with 1,000 additional Stardust for completing a raid battle, for a total of 2,000 or 3,000 if you buy the event ticket. And Stardust in particular is in high supply during this event, but more on that later. And speaking of the event ticket, it is optional and it will cost $5. It'll get you 8 additional raid passes from spinning gyms, you'll have an increased chance of getting Rare Candy XL from raids, and you'll get 50% more XP and 2 times Stardust from raids. These effects will be active between 2 PM and 5 PM on the day. And like I said before, there is something interesting about this event that might actually be removed or altered before this event goes live. And if it does, I'll update you in the comments. So from the start of this event and continuing afterwards, Audino will be able to learn the charged attack Moonblast. Now, according to the blog post, this won't be a legacy move, so it will be a move that is able to be learned by Audino via a regular charge TM, or it might possibly even come with the Audino when you catch it. However, last time I did say the same thing for Mega Absol Raid Day, where initially Absol was getting access to Brutal Swing as a non-legacy move that would be available by regular TM. But only hours after I uploaded my video about Mega Absol Raid Day, it was changed to make Brutal Swing now a legacy move, and it would require an elite charge TM to get on Absol. Therefore, it is quite possible this could happen with Audino and Moonblast as well. And it gets even more interesting than that. And that is because generally for a Pokemon to have a move in Pokemon Go, it is a move that it has to be able to learn in the main series games, therefore keeping consistency between the main series games and Pokemon Go. But this is where there is a little bit of a problem with this event, and that is because Audino doesn't actually learn Moonblast in the main series games, so it is quite likely that this move will be changed before or even after the event goes live. But like I said, if there are any changes, I'll let you know in the comments. Now with that said, is it actually worth buying the event ticket? Well, if you are planning on doing more than 7 raids on the day, then the extra 8 raid passes along with the bonuses will be worth it for you. However, it is worth noting that you may find better raid pass value in the bundles in the in-game shop, and the green premium battle passes do have more value than the orange ones that you get from this ticket, because you can use them in Go Battle League as well as raids, and they don't expire either, so that's something to bear in mind. Also, if you do decide to pick up this ticket, I do recommend picking it up from the web store, where you can get a Mega Audino Raid Day ticket box, which includes the event ticket, and you get a bonus premium battle pass as well for the $5. So you're basically just getting an extra raid pass for no cost. So I will be getting into how good Mega Audino is in Pokemon Go, but first, what are the best raid counters? So Mega Audino does have a raid TP of 24,493, and 100% IVs for Audino are 961 and 1201, boosted in partly cloudy weather. Mega Audino is a normal and fairy type, and therefore it is weak to poison and steel type attacks. The best counters are Duskmane Necrozma, Shadow Metagross, Mega Beedrill, Metagross, Shadow Excadrill, Mega Gengar, Mega Rayquaza, Nihilego, and Mega Lucario. And for budget counters that are easier to obtain and to power up, I would recommend Metagross, Excadrill, Roserade, Overqwil, Toxicroak, and Bisharp. This raid can be soloed with the best counters at high levels, but if you don't have that, then I would take another trainer and party up to use party power to make the raid easier. But how good is Mega Audino, and is it actually worth raiding? Well, firstly, it is a new Mega for Pokemon Go, so you will want it for the Mega Pokedex entry, and not only that, but it is a new Mega type combination of normal and fairy. So for those events that feature both normal and fairy type Pokemon, this one will be a great one to Mega Evolve to get more Candy, Candy XL, and XP for all of those catches. However, in terms of meta relevance for raid attacking and Go Battle League, it doesn't really have much impact despite the addition of Moonblast, but it is useful in other ways. Audino is part of a group of Pokemon called Stardust boosted Pokemon. These Pokemon, instead of giving the standard 100 Stardust per catch, give quite a bit more, and in particular Audino gives the most amount of Stardust per catch out of any Pokemon. Instead of the 100 Stardust, when you catch an Audino, you'll get get 2,100 Stardust per catch. And when this is paired with the timed research Stardust bonus and the event ticket, if you decide to buy that, you can get a lot of Stardust from these raids. However, it is worth noting that the catch rate of Audino is very low, so I would recommend stocking up on some golden raspberries to make the catches a bit easier. Then you can catch them more quickly and do more raids in a given time to get more Stardust. This is especially helpful if you decide to use a star piece to increase those Stardust gains even more. And if you do decide to use star pieces for this event to get this extra Stardust, then you could also use Origin Dialga's Roar of Time Adventure effect that can pause the timer of your star piece to increase its duration for longer. Alternatively though, if star piece duration isn't much of a concern for you, you could use White QM's Iceburn Adventure effect to make it easier to land excellent throws and therefore increasing catch rate. Iceburn does also boost catch rate by 50% as well as a bonus effect. Or if you're struggling with the Pokemon moving around too much, you could use Black QM's Freeze Shock Adventure effect to stop that. This does also increase catch rate by 25%, so not quite as much as Iceburn. And if you want more candy for Audino from these raids, you can Mega Evolve any Pokemon, but if you want more Candy XL for Audino, you would need to Mega Evolve a normal or Fairy type such as Pidgeot, Kangaskhan, Gardevoir, Mawile, Altaria, Lopunny, or Diancie. And to get more Candy XL and XP per catch, Mega Evolving a Pokemon that is at the max Mega level would be ideal. You can also get guaranteed Candy XL per trade this season, so it is a good time to be trading and working on your Platinum Gentleman and Pilot medals. Worth noting though, this guaranteed XL candy you get from trades this season does seem to overwrite the one you get from regular trading, so you won't be able to get 2 XL candy per trade, you will still only be able to get 1. So it's probably worth holding on to those Pokemon that are caught far away and trading them next season when the seasonal bonus is something else. So generally, I would say this event is worth playing, especially if you get 5 free raid passes from spinning gyms. Remember though, you can't get all of these raid passes at once, you do need to use a raid pass and then go and spin a gym to receive another, etc. But not only are some of these raids going to be free, they will most likely be soloable for a lot of trainers, especially if you manage to get a Duskmane Necrozma when it was available, because this will be very strong for this raid. This event can also help you out with fueling adventure effects. This is because the Pokemon you need candy on to do these adventure effects are generally not in raids that often, so to get around this you can use rare candy to turn into the candy of these Pokemon, and mega raids do reward rare candy. With the fact that you can do up to 7 of these for free and they are soloable for many, it's a good time to farm some rare candy for this, or for any other way you want to use rare candy, like on mythical Pokemon for example. Worth noting as well, it does require 200 Mega Energy to Mega Evolve Audino for the first time, so it will take 1 or 2 raids to get this depending on how quickly you beat the raid boss. Once you have Mega Evolved an Audino for the first time though, you will be able to make any Audino that you've got your buddy and walk it to get more Mega Energy. You do get 5 energy per kilometers walked, but you will only receive the energy when you've walked enough to obtain a candy. Now with Mega Audino getting access to Moonblast, how can you get the charge TMs that you need to get this move on Audino if it doesn't come with it when you catch it? Well, there are a few ways you can get charge TMs. So firstly, and probably the best way, is getting them from raids. You can get them from 3-star raids and above, and I believe tier 3 and mega raids do get you at least 1 charge TM per raid. You can also get them from Go Battle League win rewards and occasionally through completing special research tasks. So generally, raids and Go Battle League are the best ways to get them. It's also worth noting, if you do want some extra premium items for this event, you could attend a community ambassador meetup. To do this, you need to head to the Niantic Campfire app and check the map of your local area to see if there are any meetups that are specifically being held by a community ambassador. Then when you get to the meetup, you can check in via the Niantic Campfire app and you will receive a special research. These do differ depending on the type of event you are attending, and for a raid day in particular, you will be rewarded with 5,000 XP, 1,500 Stardust, 10 Peanut Berries, and a premium raid pass. And with that said, if you do want to know what else is going on in April in Pokemon Go, then I recommend checking out this video on the screen now, and I'll catch you in the next one.